Yeah, which that's a good segue into the next question, which is basically Chip was saying that he's interested in investing because of what you just said. There's a lot of this kind of like startup space and investing is based around tech, but there's not necessarily a great VC type of investment vehicle for consumer companies. So that's why he's thinking about almost this being sort of super angel for companies that are looking for seed and pre-seed money. And basically his investment thesis is he's looking for companies that have an amazing differentiated product, nimble supply chain, they're omni-channel, and they have some kind of organic stardust. So just at a high level, what did you think of that investment thesis and kind of the sort of the mission behind Chip's new sort of investment vehicle that he's looking to do?
I mean, I think that thesis has good bones. Like I think that's kind of what we were using without ever having met Chip and heard his thesis. I think that's kind of like what we were structuring our company around. Like that's how we were doing. We weren't saying it under the, using these exact words, but that's what we knew that we needed in order to be successful in this arena. So I think that resonates with us because it just it's in line with our beliefs when it comes to building a successful brand, a successful company in this consumer product space. So at a high level, I think he's hitting on the right points because it's the same points that we kind of came up with.
I think that makes sense. And then I guess there's two, the nimble supply chain and organic stardust. I don't necessarily know the ways that we can make our supply chain nimble. That's probably something that we'd have to talk to like a supply chain expert about. But what do you think our organic stardust is?
So I will talk about the nimble supply chain. We talked about it like at the very early stages of the idea, and it was more of a localized approach. We wanted to make the brand feature local efforts in order to, in local efforts in the distribution process, local efforts in the product manufacturing process. Like I think localized is drastically different than what any other athletic shoe manufacturer is doing right now. Everything gets done or outsourced to Asia or even South America, maybe Mexico for some brands, but for the most part, it's far away. We wanted it to be done here and very local, and I think that creates a bit more of a nimble supply chain because we can interact a little bit more. We can understand because we're very close to like the origins of the supply chain, whereas a lot of companies are a bit further. So I think there is a way to like create that nimble supply chain and do it using a localized approach. As far as organic stardust, I think our organic stardust would be like our community, and we've talked about that as being something that was super important for us, also very early on, because we felt that we needed to have a strong backing, like whether it be like a regional backing, like coming out of a particular city or area. I thought that we thought that would be largely important, especially as we try to like navigate the ebbs and flows of this venture. So I think like building that is our stardust. Like that's like something that we can always kind of fall back on. That's what we could use to bounce ideas off of. That's what we can kind of use to help push the message further. So I think that is to me like the organic stardust, the community.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Um, the other thing I was gonna say is content. So if we can build really good content around the business, basically make people feel like they're a part of this in terms of us getting this off the ground, building it, and then also thinking about UGC. So putting on some of these different events, which ties into the community piece. I think if we get those two things right, then that is a lot of organic stardust for us. And it almost kind of like personalizes the brand in a way where people are going to want to support us.